Hello, Lorenzo here. Welcome back to Galileo Contracting. We're here with episode 1 and we're launching our first submission. It is here proudly on the launch pad, the Lupulus Primus by our best known contractor, Griswolf. Thank you for sending me this rocket. We will use it to explore this crazy solar system. And you might be wondering, why is it not bigger? Well, it's not bigger because I forgot to upgrade the launch pad into an actual launch pad. It's still a dirt mountain, and that's not really conducive to launching large vessels. So with the funds and sciences we hope to achieve here, we're gonna fix that. But first, let's launch this thing. Jebediah is strapped in. We're engaging the SAS, and looks like we're starting with SRBs. That's fine. Here we go. Let's see, we're accelerating upwards, nothing too out of the ordinary yet. Now what we want to do is get science, obviously, but more importantly, we want to know where the hell we are. We want to explore this solar system. By the way, I have absolutely no control over this rocket because the liquid engine isn't on yet. So we're going to wait until these SRBs burn out, as they have just done. We're going to separate them and ignite the thrusters on the engine, turning over a little bit and trying to reach equatorial orbit. And I've made the deal, if we reach orbit, we are allowed to look at the map view and we can see where we actually want to go. Now, as I said in episode 1, this planet does resemble Kerbin in its atmosphere and size. So 10 kilometers altitude isn't too high yet, although I have a feeling the atmosphere might be a bit thinner, because we are accelerating really hard on just this one engine. Now we need to watch our periapsis, because let's have a look. Ooh, I used the map view, that's not allowed. Oops. I didn't see any planets, did you? I hope you didn't. Let's actually get some science. I'm forgetting to get the science, that's not good. No usable comm range. Oh, we need to expand the communications thingy. Oh snap, I may have turned over too soon. Still used to the real solar system where you have to turn over really quickly. Anyway, we are just going to coast up a little bit more out of the atmosphere before separating this second stage and trying to do an orbital insertion. We can attempt some, we have the data, we can attempt some more science. There is another pressure barometer, a pressometer, and we have a temperature sensor here. Two pressometers, well, that's fine. Alright, let's get this second stage going. There we go. What kind of engine is this? Just a Reliant again, that's fine. We are almost at orbital speed for Kerbin. Yet, holy shit, we're burning up real hard. Let's shut off the engine. I am absolutely boning it up here with the, let's rotate. We don't want to toast the thermometer. I'm absolutely screwing up here using real solar system practices on Kerbal rockets. Obviously not really doing such a good job. I'm used to 1.5 kilometers per second, not really being a big deal, but here we're incinerating our parts, which is obviously not the idea here, but we should still be fine. We're still in the upper atmosphere. Let's reignite that rocket. Whoa, there's a lot of G-forces coming out of that. That's wonderful. I reckon our periapsis will be outside the atmosphere now. And I think I've spotted the moon. Look at that. Look at where the mouse cursor is. That is not a background object. We should probably be able to go there. If not with this rocket, then with a hypothetical next one. Then being pretty much outside the atmosphere, let's extend the antenna here and transmit the data we have. Do we even have the? We do not have the electric charge for that. That's a pity. That is a pity. We will have to light the engine to generate some, because that's how I think this works. We're gonna wait until we're at apoapsis though. Let's actually time warp towards that moment, because I think our apoapsis is pretty high actually. We're still rising. We're at 90 kilometers. I think we're outside. We're in space now, because we're allowed the real time warp. Yeah. Alright, let's see. We're approaching our apoapsis. Let's not forget to stare down at the planet. This is a new planet after all. We have never seen this continent before. But let's focus on finishing our orbital insertion first. Let's give it a quick boost. Boost, and shut down before we actually lose the entire engine. Now let's see if we can transmit some more data. I think though that our electricity will not require complete. Allow partial. Partials are allowed. Let's transmit. Yeah, no. That didn't really do much. Let's have a peek at the map view, shall we? Yeah, so we're not quite in orbit yet. We need another quick burst on the engine. Let's try and not deplete the engines. Let's actually lock this fuel so we can't even use it. Let's burn that now. We burn the rest that we can't use. I hope that worked. It did work. We have now established an orbit. That is great news. Look at that. Pretty clinical looking planet. Let's have a look. We have Iota here. That's at 27,000 kilometers. That's really close. And we have Cetai at 57,000 kilometers. So neither of these moons are really far away. There's not like a massive real solar system like gulf of space between these objects. So I think the objective for the next episode will by default be to build me a vessel to survey these worlds. And bear in mind, we know nothing about them. We know nothing about them. We don't know if they're big, if they have big gravity. We don't know if they are really small, more like Minmus maybe. And also, I am a little bit annoyed by the fact that we apparently already had data from space near the planet. I'm thinking I wasn't efficient enough to waste fuel raising the orbit a little any higher here. Let's see. Also, we have done the first the world's first orbit. That's nice. I like how you can see the moon from here. Also, we should have enough money, even though I didn't accept any contracts, which is a little bit stupid in the game that's called Galileo Contracting. But, you know, didn't accept the contract. So, we're not making huge piles and piles of money. I did get the idea to, well, not the idea, the suggestion to put, to research EVAs before anything else, because that would allow more science to be gained from a simple orbit like this. I think that is something that we're going to do. But for now, we are first going to just get the hell out of orbit and focus on returning whatever little science we did get. Let's see, we are retrograde oriented. Look at that planet. We have a continent here, we have a night here. It seems to be fine. And our comlink can go through the planet. That's also just fine. No worries with that at all. Alright. Oh yeah, of course, the rocket isn't working because the fuel tank is locked. Let's unlock the fuel tank. Thank you very much. There we go. Throttling up. We are now putting our periapsis inside the atmosphere. 15 kilometers should do it. No problems there. And let's time warp towards that atmospheric interface, and maybe we can do some more science in the upper atmosphere. We do have some unused instruments. We will now proceed to burn up the rest of the fuel to generate some more power. There we go, decelerating. That didn't do a lot, but let's transmit data. Try that one more time and then retract the antenna. Oh no, are we actually transmitting something? Whoa! Yay, we actually are transmitting something. Or aren't we? Transmit data. Is this, it says it's done, but is this because there's no connection? Anyway, doesn't matter, doesn't matter. We're going to retract this antenna because otherwise things are going to go wrong for it. We're going to separate the command pod. Whoa, the RCS is so strong here. And we are in the upper atmosphere, so we're going to read our instruments and keep some of that science. Ooh, that's a good amount of science, actually. Got the crew report now, we already had that. Can we get the temperature scanner? Yeah, we can get a little bit more out of that. Great, and then we are going to try and squeeze a little bit more science out of the second pressure sensor, which I'm now... Whoa, the time warp is really messing with me. Yeah, steering the capsule under high time warp, not that advisable, to be honest. Fortunately, we didn't blow up. The game is forgiving like that. Upper atmosphere, atmospheric pressure scan. Wait, we already have that in the other sensor. We just need to make sure these sensors don't explode. My god. That's gonna be hard. Also, I'm gonna put Jebediah at the helm and I will engage time warp again, because otherwise this will just take forever. We are at 35 kilometers. I really need to recalibrate to these smaller solar system scales, because I'm thinking 35 kilometers, holy shit, we're gonna burn up immediately. But the atmosphere is still pretty thin in here. It's not the real solar system, and I'm not saying that to be a snob. I'm just saying that to remind myself. Let's see. Still upper atmosphere, alright, 19 kilometers, still upper atmosphere. This planet is so small, ha ha ha. Okay, that wants to be a snob. Yeah, still we're doing fine. We're subsonic now. We can probably get one from, yeah, flying at Gale, another 10 science. Wonderful. Another crew report from here. No, we've done that. In that case, let's pop the parachute and resume time warp until we reach the surface of this wonderful planet. Look at that scatterer mod doing its work, scattering that atmosphere, scattering the light in that atmosphere. Let's see, we have to ditch the heat shield, obviously. Got thrown there. I thought it would be in the staging, but it wasn't. We ditched it though, and now we're going to touch down gently into the ocean. Electric charge is gone, but that doesn't matter because the rocket is also gone, and we're back home in just a few more seconds. Yeah, there we are. And thanks to Griswolf for the first vessel to be outsourced and sent into orbit of Gale. We now know our target is Iota and SETI. I invite you all to make craft for that destination. And that's it for this spaceship. Yeah. No, wait, that's not it yet. Let's have a look at our launch pad. We're going to upgrade the launch pad. We're going to upgrade the astronaut center for EVAs, and that'll wipe out our money. Yeah, that's it. But to actually make that building of spacecraft to get to these moons a little bit easier, we decided to commission another one of Griswolf's Lupulus rockets. So this would probably be called the Lupulus Secundus or the Lupulus Primus II, which is a bit odd. Anyhow, with our newly discovered and paid for EVA technology, we're basically just going to repeat the last mission and perform a whole bunch of EVA science, and of course show Valentina what kind of space is outside Gale here. Here we are in space doing the first EVA experiment. Actually not showing this right now, but she did an EVA in the upper atmosphere as well. Very daring move there. We're currently still suborbital, so we have an engine burn yet to do. And well, we'll do that at apoapsis. I tried making the ascent trajectory more efficient than last time, in the hopes that with a sufficiently low periapsis we could like try and shoot for a high orbit science point as well. So we're gonna do that, but we want to save a little bit of fuel to get back. So I've burned the tanks almost completely dry. They drain evenly now in this version, and then lock one of the tanks so that there's always a little bit of fuel to come back with. Anyhow, we don't make it to high space. The periapsis is still inside the atmosphere, so we're going to go for one orbit. But along the way, several EVA science reports are to be had. I don't have any science tracker helper mods installed, so it's basically just trial and error. Go a little bit forward, go outside, check for science. I don't know what the difference will be to Valentina. She's on the night side of the planet. She's not going to know where she is. But anyway, many sciences were had. Valentina returns to the planet with a plethora of knowledge to help our spacecraft engineers. Let's watch her landing and then move on to the R&D building, where I'll determine which technologies to research to further your rocket building capabilities. Now, I just thought if you want to like steer the game in more ways than just build a rocket, you can like, I don't know, earmark the science gained by your rocket for a specific technology if you want to. I'm not sure of how I'm going to be administrating that. Probably not, but you can like write it in the mail or whatever, and I will take it into consideration. There will be no correspondence about the decisions made. Thank you very much. Anyway, so yeah, we're back at the KSC here. Valentina has performed her mission gloriously. We've got 105 science points. So far, I've still neglected to actually take some contracts to raise some money, but fortunately, we have been getting milestone money anyway. So we have 5 nodes to pick from: the rocket one, the construction one, the airplane one, the control one, and the electrics one. I think the electric one is absolutely essential because it gives us more experiments, batteries, and long-range antenna. These are all things we need. So there we go, we get that. And then the second one on the list has got to be the rockets, the smaller, lighter, more efficient engine, and well, that kind of wipes out the science already. So these are the nodes you get to play with. I haven't unlocked the parts here. I will do so before publishing the persistent.sfs file, so that the parts will actually be available. And this here is the current contract list. You don't need to build anything to the specifications of this contract, but you can. And remember, build stuff to explore those moons. Maybe a multi-purpose lander. Remember, we don't know whether they have atmosphere, what the gravity is going to be, so build a bona fide exploration vehicle. That's it for today. Thanks for watching. I'm Lorenzo. Goodbye.